Hello, friends and enemies. This is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. And I am back with another Pokemon Unite guide. The best build for Blastoise. I'm going to take you into the game, but this build, I just wanted to say up top, is a little different from some of my others for a reason that you'll see very soon. I actually think you're going to want to wait a little longer in the video than normal because there might be more than one build. Look, I didn't want to say this, but I think there are multiple builds for Blastoise that are pretty dang good, and I'm already saying too much. Let me just take you to the video. All right, here we are inside the game. I want to tell you a little bit about Blastoise, then I want to talk to you about some builds that might work really well for this intermediate ranged defender. The only defender that is ranged, except for Slowbro, who is also ranged. But the only defender that has Surf, except for Slowbro, who also has Surf. But the only defender that has Water Gun, except, I believe, for Slowbro, who also has Water Gun. That's fine, no big deal. Okay. Offense of 2, endurance of 3.5. I don't really know how they base that because this thing's got so much health, but fine. Mobility, scoring, support, you get it. Let's talk about Blastoise's moves. So early on, Blastoise I think is really, really incredible. When Blastoise is Squirtle, it's so good in lane because of its first two moves, Water Gun and Skull Bash. Basically, inside of a match, you can literally just Skull Bash past people and then Water Gun them back to your allies. It's so incredibly good early on. I feel like you're going to set up so many good ganks and KOs with this. It's just really, really solid. Both moves are great. I would definitely pick Water Gun to start. It's just easier for stealing wild Pokemon, and of course, you get the next move very, very fast. Water Gun attacks with a shot of water, shoving opposing Pokemon and decreasing their movement speed for a short time, which is really great. And Skull Bash fiercely rams an opponent Pokemon and leaves it unable to act. So with these two together, you really set up some amazing combinations. I love it very early. And right now, I'm going to put in a clip of that. I'm literally 4 levels behind right now. Are you guys seeing this? The amount of behind I am is the biggest it's ever been. Okay. Let's talk about the rest of Blastoise's moves and the rest of its moveset and passive and everything here. Your first upgrade at level 5 is Hydro Pump or Water Spout. These are definitely two different playstyles that you're looking for. So Hydro Pump is your ranged push attack. It's very similar to Water Gun. It shoves enemies and it deals a pretty good amount of damage as it does it. So this helps you control the battlefield, move enemies around the way you want them to, and deal a good amount of damage at range. Water Spout, on the other hand, is kind of similar to something like Stealth Rock with Crustle, but you don't actually have to fire it in a straight line and hit whatever it hits. You can target it anywhere on the map, which is an important difference. Sometimes with Crustle, if you shoot out your Stealth Rock and you want it to go all the way to this Dreadnought, but someone's in the way, it might stop short. Water Spout is not like that. It is targeted in an area. You just get to pick where it goes, and water drops from the sky. It hurts the enemy and it decreases their movement speed. Both are actually really good for different reasons. Let's talk about the next move, Surf and Rapid Spin. So this, I feel like, is where you're kind of deciding what your Blastoise's moveset is going to be. There's a Surf build over here and a Rapid Spin build over here. The Surf build lets you use, I don't know, every Surf in this game is amazing. This might be the best Surf, however. It's kind of crazy to even say that because they're all so good. The amount of map that you can move, the amount of distance you can push someone using this Surf is pretty obscene. It feels like you have Talonflame's Unite move as a regular move. It's really crazy. So you charge forward on a wave, you shove opposing Pokemon, and you leave them unable to act. The user becomes immune to hindrances while using this move and can jump in a designated direction once this move ends. So kind of similar to Greninja's Water Shuriken, you kind of hop off in one direction. When it upgrades, you also get a shield. It's just silly. It's so silly to watch, and I'll have some footage of that right Ma. Ah, the only bummer is you missed that surf and you're gone. You're like, see ya, bye everybody. Sorry, I gotta go. My whole thing was like pushing them, but I didn't push them right. I pushed them the wrong way. Bye. Okay, now for Rapid Spin. So Rapid Spin is essentially the other Blastoise build, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I could see this being part of Blastoise's meta. It's kind of crazy because I think the defendery choice, if you want to replace Snorlax, you want Surf. But you could run 2 defenders and use Blastoise as a very heavy defender style with Surf, or as more of a damage dealer disruptor with something like Rapid Spin. So Rapid Spin has the user spin rapidly, wonderful, changing the mechanics of its basic attacks as well as Hydro Pump and Water Spout. So when this is being used, your basic attacks kind of shoot out all around you, as well as your Hydro Pump and Water Spout when you use them. So Water Spout, when you hold it, you kind of just fire little bullets of water around you like a minigun or something like that. And then if you use Hydro Pump with it instead of Water Spout, you shoot one big blast that pushes people away. Both are pretty darn good. I will say, I think if you're taking Rapid Spin, you're probably going to take Water Spout because your objective with this Blastoise is going to be stealing wild Pokemon. It's going to be getting up inside a large group of enemies and trying to do a ton of damage. It's going to be taking Dreadnought, Zapdos, things like that. Both builds, this is the crazy thing right now, I kind of think both builds are totally viable. One will win out in the meta. And if you want a defender, you want someone to do the job of a defender, move people around and protect your allies, that is going to be the Surf build. But I really think there's space in the meta for a build like this, especially when you see Crustle being run in so many matches as sort of this defender that runs all around the map, scoring and stealing wild Pokemon. Blastoise feels like it has that ability as well, using Rapid Spin. I liked Rapid Spin and Water Spout as that combination if I'm going the Rapid Spin build. That being said, Hydro Pump was also pretty fun. It gives you some CC. You can shove people with it, and you can shove people again when you use Rapid Spin. So the crazy thing about Rapid Spin is once you use it, your other move comes off cooldown. So you can use Hydro Pump or Water Spout and then use Rapid Spin, and immediately Hydro Pump and Water Spout's cooldown is refreshed. So you can use them inside your Rapid Spin. Kind of feels like you're cheating, honestly, when you do it. You can drop Water Spout on an enemy area, slowing them down and dealing damage. Then you can put yourself into a Rapid Spin and then use Water Spout again to run up to them and spin on them like a shell. While you're doing it, you can tap the A button and hold your little R button so you can use both abilities at once. You can hit them with basic attacks, you can hit them with your shell, and you can hit them with your Water Spout. It's pretty crazy. Or you could do the same thing. You could use Hydro Pump to do that as well. It's kind of wild, and I kind of love it so much. I know I'm biased because I really like Squirtle, but I had so much fun playing this build. Here's a little clip of me using Rapid Spin and Water Spout together, and just look at how much it melts these Pokemon. I know I'm a higher level, but geez, look at it go. Its Unite move, I think, is awesome. You spin around, throwing opposing Pokemon in a large area. It gives you a shield. It's great. It's really disruptive. It's kind of exactly what I want in a Unite move from a defender. Although Crustles is also really fun. Torrent, it's passive. When you're at half HP or less, your attack and special attack are increased. That's cool. You know, it's just one of those passives you don't think about, and it's really nice because it can help you come back in a bad situation. I will say I was told that it is special attack based, so all of your abilities are based on special attack, and then your basic attacks are obviously based on regular attack. This game, inside the game itself, does not help you decide what Pokemon are. You have to go to other websites and find people who test it, but its basic attacks appear to be based on attack, and all of its other moves appear to be based on special attack. But don't hold me to that because I could be somewhat wrong here. Its basic attack becomes boosted with every third attack, dealing continual damage and decreasing movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when it hits. It's actually a really, really good boosted attack. I really, really like it. So let's talk about what items you would run on Blastoise. The items that you're looking at right here, Buddy Barrier, Focus Band, and Score Shield, I think they are almost the best set to run on most Pokemon. Not every single Pokemon. There are Pokemon that use a few different things, but Buddy Barrier is kind of the best item in the game by far. It's a team fight winner. Some people who don't like Buddy Barrier, not only are they wrong, but they're criminally insane. And the reason for that is the game is decided by a few big team fights often. And if you can get a 40% shield and your ally can get a 40% shield inside this big team fight, you're gonna do pretty well. Buddy Barrier is awesome. It also gives you a bunch of HP. Focus Band is another one of the best items in the game. Basically, I feel like almost every character runs these two items right now, and then the third is something that you can switch in and out a few different things. So Focus Band, when you drop to low HP, you rapidly regain health. And this saves you from being KO'd in such an amazing way. I believe it has a 90-second cooldown, 80 or 90 seconds, somewhere in there, but it's a get out of KO free card. It saves you. There's no one this is not good on. I want to not run this item so often, but it's too good. You outlive opponents who don't have this. Often. You outlive them often. Score Shield is the third item that I would like to run on Blastoise, I think, for the most part. There are a couple other options, and I'll show them to you. But Score Shield's one of my favorite items in the game right now. When you use a Score Shield, it changes the way you play, and it is a match-winning mechanic at times, because even when someone drops on you from a launch pad and you're trying to score, it doesn't immediately stop you from scoring. It's one of those things that can save your entire game. And also, when you're playing it on someone very bulky, I usually run it on my defenders, my all-rounders, a lot of my supports. So when you're playing it on someone like Blastoise, Crustle, someone very bulky, it takes a long time for the enemy Pokemon to chunk away this shield. Long enough that you can kind of score right in their faces a lot of the time. It's an incredible item, and I really do think it changes the dynamic of how you play the game. All three of these items change the way you play the game. Some other options for Blastoise are Muscle Band. Muscle Band probably instead of Score Shield here. So you're a ranged attacker, so you're going to be using your basic attacks a lot. This just gives you that extra chunk damage for your basic attacks. It also increases your basic attack speed. So the passive here, when your basic attacks hit, the damage is increased by 3% of the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP. It just lets you deal extra damage all the time. It's really good. And I could see someone running this on the Rapid Spin Water Spout or Rapid Spin Hydro Pump build. I still think I'd probably run Score Shield, but I could absolutely see someone saying this item is a must. I have been told that Blastoise doesn't crit. I haven't checked this out myself, but I've told that none of the abilities crit. As far as another item, the only other thing I could see, maybe Energy Amplifier in some weird reality, and maybe Assault Vest. Maybe. I did run a match with Assault Vest, and look, it's great. He has a ton of HP, and it nullifies special attack, so it's not terrible, but I think that item's going to get a slight buff. I would say possibly Wise Glasses. Possibly. For the increased special attack. But if I'm being honest, I don't think this is that viable. I wouldn't run it because your job isn't doing the most special attack damage. I would run either Muscle Band or Score Shield. I think Score Shield is the call here. It's really great, especially on people with a ton of HP. You get so many goals that your opponents can't stop, and then you can just surf away. Goodbye! Goodbye, I'm surfing away now. It's pretty sweet. So like I was saying, I end up in this weird place with Blastoise. And the weird place is that right now, I can't decide which build is better. I think in the meta, it's going to be Surf. I think it's going to be Surf and Hydro Pump. But I mean, every ability is so good that I could see someone having a really viable Rapid Spin build. I also think it might teeter into the Snorlax Flail Snore category, where It's good and you can carry with it, but it's probably not why you're on the team. That being said, if you run with a 5-stack and they know what you're doing, I don't think anyone's going, oh, great, we have Blastoise in here and they're just causing tons of chaos and knocking everyone out. I think a 5-stack is going to be happy with what you're doing. For the most part, I bet the meta will shake out towards Surf just because the amount of movement is pretty unbelievable. And that's kind of what you need as a defender. You need to be able to control the battlefield and help isolate enemy carries and also help protect your allies from getting destroyed. And you can do that with Surf. The other build, which I really love, and I think I might be playing a ton of it, is very chaotic. You're up in the mix a lot. You're trying to steal objectives. You're chasing people down. It is a different kind of Blastoise. But right now, I don't know. I have to say the jury's out. I don't know which one is best. If I'm going with my head, it's the Surf build. If I'm going with my heart, it's the Rapid Spin build right now because I think it's just so fun. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did you pick up Blastoise? What build are you running right now? Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I love you very much. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Mwah.